Would you please stand for the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Heavenly Father, we beseech your divine guidance in this meeting. Keep us ever mindful of our obligation. Grant us, dear Lord, wisdom, tolerance, and courage that we may well serve our county and fulfill our trust. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Move to approve the minutes of May 26th.
Second.
Roll. Hambley?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
Sweattick?
Yes. Okay. Do we have any public comment regarding any pending resolutions? Okay. We're going to move on to resolutions. First up is Jeremy.
Not used to starting us off here. Two resolutions for consideration today. The first is authorizing the sanitary engineer to enter into an agreement with Davie Resource Group for professional design services for the Grafton Road Stream Restoration Project. And the second is declaring the necessity to replace the existing Medina line pump station and force main and authorizing the sanitary engineer to advertise for construction bids.
Move to approve both resolutions.
Second.
Discussion? Roll.
Hambley?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
Sweattick?
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we have Holly Murin, our Human Resources Director.
Good morning.
Good morning.
On the personnel resolution today, we have 2 new hires, 1 in maintenance and 1 in commissioners, 4 rate increases, 1 at senior and adult services, 1 in maintenance, and 2 in sanitary, 1 rate and date correction at senior and adult services, 1 leave extended in sanitary, 1 probationary removal at job and family services, 3 resignations, 1 at dog shelter, 1 at job and family services, and 1 in commissioners, and 1 retirement at job and family services.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion? Roll.
Hambley?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, next up, we have Brett Thomas, our Finance Director.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Morning.
Wow, we're going fast this morning. I only have 4 for you. First resolution is approving transfer of inventory between county offices. Our second resolution is our declaration of excess property. Our third resolution is expenses for county officials. We have nothing out of state this time. And our fourth resolution is our weekly bills in the amount of $1,690,948.11.
Move to approve the 4 resolutions.
Second.
Discussion? Roll.
Hambley?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
Sweattick?
Yes. Thank you,
Very
Brett.
good.
Thank you.
Next up, we have Matt Springer, our County Administrator.
Good morning. I have 2 resolutions. The first one is approving an agreement between McSass and Diplomat Healthcare for emergency placement of adult protective service clients. And then second is approving a design service agreement with Envelope Consulting for the replacement of courthouse columns at the historic courthouse. This is a 2026 capital improvement project in the amount of $22,900.
Move to approve both resolutions.
Second.
Discussion?
The columns, I know we talked about this. It's a facade, like a non-structural facade.
No, they're cast iron.
They are cast iron,
That have
okay.
eroded. This has been on prior year capital improvements, and we've just financially not been able to complete it. So this design service is going to put together all the bid specifications, structural support requirements, and then we'll bid it out.
Gotcha.
It looks nice now that all the construction is
Yeah,
now
the
in front
front-
of the building. It looks
Yeah.
very nice.
We got to do our part now on that.
Yeah.
But
Right.
that's good. So it will be keeping with the design aesthetic that's there.
correct.
Great.
Yep.
Roll.
Hambley?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Okay,
you.
before the department reports, before we bring up Laura Toth, we are going to do a proclamation proclaiming June 15th, 2026 as World Elder Abuse Awareness Day. Whereas preventing and addressing elder abuse is a shared responsibility and requires engagement and action on the part of all sectors of society. Preventing and reducing elder abuse starts with knowledge. All Ohioans need to be aware of the factors that contribute to elder abuse, how to recognize it, and where to go for assistance if it happens. By understanding the nature and scope of elder abuse, older adults and their family members can take proactive steps to help prevent situations where it could occur. Whereas older adults in Medina County are valued members of society, and it is our collective responsibility to ensure they live safely and with dignity. Whereas abuse of older adults is an ever increasing and mostly hidden issue in our society that crosses all cultures and socioeconomic boundaries. And whereas older adults in Medina County deserve to be treated with respect and dignity to enable them to serve as leaders, mentors, volunteers, and important and active members of this county. And whereas preventing abuse of older adults will help and improve the quality of life for all, and will allow older adults to continue to live as independently as possible and contribute to the life and vibrancy of their communities. And whereas we are all responsible for building safer communities for Medina County's older adults. Now, therefore, be it resolved that we, the Board of Commissioners of Medina County, Ohio, do hereby proclaim June 15th, 2026 as World Elder Abuse Awareness Day in Medina County, and encourage all of our communities to recognize and celebrate older adults and their ongoing contributions to the success and vitality of our county.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion? Roll?
Hambley?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
Sweattick?
Yes. We have several people who will come. We would like
Brian,
to bring
Brian,
them up for the
when you
picture.
go take this. We have our whole Adult Protective Services unit, Michelle, Stacy, and Shelley, and then Debbie Kiley and Katie Masternick. So, yeah, so in Medina County, we're one of just 5, I think, counties in the state that JFS chooses to contract out adult protective services. So we all work together, I guess, is the message. All right. Get up here, Michelle. I'm behind you. There we go. Perfect. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Laura, you're up for your report.
Have to go grab it. Thank you. Over the last couple of weeks, Matt has been up here approving memorandums of understanding with various facilities in Medina County, and the one today is actually in Cuyahoga County for emergency placements for adult protective services clients. Just to clarify, actually, we're looking for one more. These are just memorandums of understanding saying if we call you with a placement, if the facility has room and is able to take a client, that they can take a client. So it doesn't leave us on the hook for anything. It's just an agreement to make sure that we have places we can call when the need for an emergency placement comes up. So we now have the county home, 2 skilled nursing facilities, one which includes a memory care unit, and I think we'd really like an assisted living or something to kind of round that out, because of course people who come to us have various amount of need, but I kind of wanted to make that clear as you've approved 3 different things.
So you aren't necessarily looking for them to keep space available.
No.
But if they have space available, they're on the short list to get to be
Correct.
to reach out to.
That is
Yep.
that is correct. Yes,
That makes sense.
I think back in days of old they did save beds, but we don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
I'm happy to report that Senior Day was a success. It was on May 20th. We had over 650 people walk through the event, 85 vendors. It was a lot of fun. Aaron, you missed out?
I did. Sorry.
We're all ready to start our picnics on the patio. They start this Friday, June 5th. The public is welcome to the picnics. The cost is $5 for anyone age 55 and over, and $6 for anyone under 55. On June 5th, we have Home Instead's our sponsor. The meal is jumbo hot dogs, and the entertainment will be the Music Men. And on June 26th, Champion Creek is the sponsor. Pulled pork sandwich is our featured dish, and entertainment is by Tom Todd. And Friday looks like great weather, so it's it looks like a great day to get things started. The Senior and Adult Foundation is gearing up for the 50th annual Medina Twin Sizzler. That's on Saturday, July 4th. On Medina Square, we're partnering with Main Street Medina, as this is also a farmers market day, as well as the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. The event is always well attended. I'm sure it's going to be really well attended this year, and we're all looking forward to it. Speaking about Main Street Medina and the foundation, I'm currently working on a funding request for the provision of produce at the Medina Farmers Market for seniors age 60 and over. This is in response to the lack of applications that the Seniors Farmers Market Nutrition Program has offered Medina County. Again, they had 176 spots. We filled them in like 2 or 3 days. Last year we had over 400. So I'm working with Angela Manzier, who's not only the farmers market contact at Main Street Medina, but she's also a board member on the Senior and Adult Foundation, and we are trying to get a system together to provide $50 worth of produce, much like the Farmers Market Nutrition Program would have done. Our foundation is in a financial position where we can afford to do this. We just have to come up with how that's going to happen. So hopefully I will come here to the discussion next week, as we have a foundation meeting Wednesday, and report how we're going to make that happen. But I'm pretty excited about it.
Fantastic.
And Wadsworth has also responded to those lack of application spots at their farmers market. They're offering $10 worth of produce with no age or income restrictions. We can't do the age. We have to have an age restriction because of our foundation. But you can go every week to the Wadsworth farmers market starting, it's every Saturday and some Wednesdays, and ask for the $10 worth of produce, and they will offer that throughout their season. So if a senior were to show up every week to get $10 worth of produce, they could get up to $150 worth of produce. So that's kind of the arrangement that they have in Wadsworth, which is fantastic. So one way or another, we are going to get fresh produce into the hands of seniors in Medina County. Another positive, that's really positive. I'm excited about that. Another positive thing that happened in the past month, we are a years-long member of Meals on Wheels National, and the only affiliated Meals on Wheels program in Medina County. Although Wadsworth has a program that calls themselves Meals on Wheels, which is allowable. It's kind of like Kleenex. Anybody can say they're, and that's fine. But we're, if you go look up Meals on Wheels, punch in Medina County, our agency will come up. We were notified in mid-May that Meals on Wheels was a recipient of a $70 million gift from Mackenzie Scott, not Medina County, national. But as part of our annual survey to Meals on Wheels, they chose 6,000 agencies to receive a $10,000 non-restrictive grant, and McSass is in that. So this agency and 999 others of my closest Meal on Wheels friends will be receiving that $10,000. Again, the funds are not restricted, but we are going to put them towards the local costs of our home delivered meals. I think it's only right with an amount like that from an organization like that we fill that void. And we are very thankful to the generosity of both Meals on Wheels National and Ms. Scott.
She has done some wonderful things in the world.
Yes, and it's always
she is
$70
very
million. I don't know what the
she's very
significance, but she's
generous.
given to several different organizations, and it's always that $70 million number. So it was great. You get these emails. I'm like, what's the? You're always a little suspect, but this is absolutely legit. So we're really excited about it. We confirmed last week that State Representative Melanie Miller will be coming to the Medina Center for a town hall event on Wednesday, August 5th at 10:30. I'll be happy to email you all those details if you'd like to attend. She plans to discuss issues important to older adults, update seniors on State House activity, and provide us with her views on the current policy challenges and priorities facing the state. And then there will be a question and answer following that presentation. Good things on the horizon.
That's great.
Any questions?
Thank you.
I will have mid-year numbers, but probably not till August since my report is so early in the month, but I'll get those 6-month numbers.
Glad you're going to have some apparently cooperative weather for cookouts, too.
I know.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Hopefully it
Stays
keeps
on.
up.
And Brian,
knock on
for
wood.
Senior Day, outdid himself.
Oh my gosh.
He really did.
He really-
Great job.
Yes, and that's posted on Facebook. It's posted on the commissioner's page. Brian took the big banner of all 3 commissioners' faces and made them all superheroes because our theme was superheroes. So it was quite fantastic. Thank
Okay.
you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Laura. Next up, we have Denise Testa from Planning.
Good morning. I have 4 resolutions for your consideration. The first is authorizing the president of the commissioners to execute a grant agreement with the for the Ohio Department of Agriculture Land Use Planning Grant. Item number 2 is authorizing the submission of an application for a critical infrastructure grant application. Item 3 is authorizing submission of an application for the Ohio Neighborhood Revitalization Grant. And finally, adopting a residential anti-displacement and relocation assistance plan for Medina County.
Move to approve the 4 resolutions.
Second?
Discussion? Roll?
Hambley?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So in relation to my report, so we're continuing the subdivision regulations review and proposed development agreement. We completed a check-in meeting yesterday to kind of discuss our way moving forward, which includes identifying duplicative regulations in the engineering code and the subdivision regulations, and consideration of maybe how to streamline that process and that information. Regarding the Planning Commission, I completed an administrative review of Augusta Farms in Granger Township subdivision, converting a private street to a public street. I'm also finishing up the staff report for the annexation from Brunswick Hills to the city of Brunswick that you are hearing later this month. For our June meeting, we have 6 agenda items. You saw those in the email earlier this week. Of note is the Brunswick Hills map amendments that are coming up, and we have received some resident comments, and I expect some comments at the Planning Commission as well. For our June concept plan meeting, we are reviewing Reed subdivision located in Wadsworth Township east of Hartman Road. It's extending Mill Street and creating 3 sublots. For our July meeting, we have just 1 agenda item, so I'm taking a deep breath for July, and it is actually something we normally do not review, which is a minor subdivision variance request to subreg 604D1, which is the common access drive width. So we'll be reviewing just 1 item for July. So this is grant season, as you saw from the resolutions. Lodi did submit a pre-application for a neighborhood revitalization grant of $750,000 and also a critical infrastructure request for $500,000. So those pre-applications are currently with the state. I spoke with the state yesterday, who indicated they are currently reviewing them. I'm optimistic that they will be approved for application submission. So I have contacted Lodi to prepare some documents in the event that we are approved to submit an application, which I'm very optimistic. We also will start our PY26 Community Development Block Grant application this week. It's due next Wednesday. So I'm working with Kleinfelder to submit that grant through Salesforce. For fair housing, we're continuing to receive phone calls on a weekly basis, as well as I met with a local property manager in the city of Medina. For PY25 Community Home Impact and Preservation Program, the environmental review is complete. Now we're just waiting on the request for release of funds. I am meeting regarding the Ohio Department of Agriculture Land Use Planning Grant. I will meet with Verdantis, who is our consultant for that grant, and to discuss our next steps as the grant agreement is being signed today. Our Zinc meeting dates are established through the end of the year. We had our first one last month, which was a very good and robust discussion with the building department. As no surprise, the data center issue came up, so we also discussed that. As well, our next meeting, or our next workshop, our zoning workshop, is June 11th, related to short-term rentals. So I'm very excited about that. And other than that, I will take questions if you have any. All right, thank you so much.
Thank you. Super.
Whew, I think I've used all my tickets, though, for resolutions this month already.
Okay, OSU extension, and I don't have Pardon?
Aaron.
Aaron.
Yep.
Sorry.
I know we always surprise you with someone.
You
different,
always
so
do surprise.
You never know.
Good surprises, though.
Good morning. So you may or may not know that our 4-H educator, Sierra, resigned in April. So we've been working through the hiring process to fill that position.
I did not know.
Okay, so she was on maternity leave and then decided to stay home with her baby. So applications closed yesterday, so they're now going to move through the university screening process, and then we'll be reaching out to invite one of the commissioners to participate in the county level interviews, if available and interested. And we anticipate those occurring after the 4th of July holiday. So we'll be in touch as soon as we are aware of when that will be. And then we are currently in full camp and fair mode, preparing to host our 3 summer 4-H camps throughout June. So in the absence of a 4-H educator, Brittany and myself have been planning and facilitating our 4-H camps this year. So we're just about to start those up. Camp season will be followed closely by pre-fair judging events as we prepare for the Medina County Fair, which will be August 3rd through the 9th. We look forward to seeing many of you at the outstanding senior breakfast bright and early that Tuesday of Fair Week. And then for family and consumer sciences, my programming, as the school year wrapped up, we remained busy providing in-school programming throughout the county. Those programs included Real Money, Real World, which is that financial literacy simulation for middle school students, as well as nutrition and mindfulness education for elementary students. In addition, I continue to offer monthly Safe Sitter classes to anyone in the county, pressure canner testing, and guidance on food preservation as residents begin harvesting produce from their gardens. And then finally, with agriculture and natural resources, Ashley recently completed a series of gardening workshops designed to help residents prepare for the growing season. She also provided programming for 6th grade students at Root Middle School focused on careers related to soils and insects, and continues to offer good agricultural practices or GAPS training for local producers. Our Master Gardener Volunteer Helpline remains open to assist residents with home gardening questions, and the volunteers are actively preparing their display gardens for the Medina County Fair. Finally, we are proud to share that Master Gardener volunteer Jan Simmons was recognized as Medina City Schools Volunteer of the Year. We're grateful for her enthusiasm and dedication to teaching youth about gardening and nature through our Master Gardener volunteer program.
That's great.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Busy season coming.
Yep, very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next up, do we have any public comments? Okay, seeing none, we'll move on to discussion session. Denise, did you have anything else? Steve, do you have anything?
No.
Aaron?
2 things, actually both related to NOACA. June 26th is the next NOACA board meeting. It is going to be hosted at LMRE. So I think I've made that announcement before, but it was suggested to me by someone
What
who's...
time is it?
9 a.m.
9 a.m.
Someone who's in the room with us frequently that I should do that weekly. So I'm going to continue to do that. And thank you, Stan, for the suggestion on that. I think that's a good idea. Also, I guess this is more indirectly related to NOACA, but there is legislation pending in the State House sponsored by Mike Davila and also co-sponsored by Representative Ray related to MPO's operations within the state of Ohio. I would like to put together a letter of support. And there's a number of things that the proposed legislation does. The aspect of it I think that I'm most focused on and would like to put a letter of support together on, and those are due today, which is why I'm bringing it up today.
Yeah, because the hearing's tomorrow, right?
I think so, yep.
Yes.
Yep. So this would be written testimony.
Okay.
Just in support of the concept of strengthening the position of these outlying counties. And we've certainly discussed this perhaps ad nauseum at these meetings. But that's a component of that legislation that I think is a huge benefit to us, whether we would ever need to use some of the leverage that it purports to give or not. I'm definitely in favor of having that available to us. The legislation as proposed provides an avenue for essentially saying maybe there's another MPO that's a better fit. And again, I think the ability to pursue something like that might be beneficial in the future.
Well, I have never been shy about, for the last many, many years, on saying that it would be great if we had the option to pursue something else. So this is wonderful. I also appreciate that John Kalis, who is one of our reps on one of our NOACA boards, is taking the time to head down to Columbus and testify. So very much appreciate that. And I think this is important, and I appreciate you writing a letter.
Since actually we're required to be a member of an MPO.
Yes.
Right. We don't, it's not the ability to be able to join at arm's length under terms that are mutually agreed upon.
Right.
And I agree that the state ought to be basically providing guardrails, or at least an organizational way to make sure that there is equity between the various members of it.
Yep.
And if it was totally voluntary, every county that was part of the MPO had their, the ability to go ahead and like in the Council of Governments,
Right.
they could or couldn't. We can't choose. So at this point, I totally agree that the state needs to come in there with some safeguards for the outlying counties.
And just like most things, competition is gives you opportunities, and if we were able to look at other MPOs, we may be able to do much better for our community.
Right. I also think, to be fair, to be as fair as I can possibly be to NOACA, there has been an effort recently to restructure some of the governance provisions and bylaws. Probably not to the degree, and there probably won't be a movement to do it to the degree that we would say that we're perfectly comfortable with them. But it isn't being overlooked either. And my perspective on that, one, is we should give credit where it's due that the organization is working in that regard. But two, we probably shouldn't ignore the fact that perhaps some of these overtures from Columbus are factoring into that that process as well. And so in that sense, I think continuing kind of the drumbeat and the momentum in that direction it helps give us a little bit better positioning with our seat at the table. Because at a personal level, I don't have, I haven't experienced any animosity or anything in those rooms. But when it comes time to kind of discuss any of these restructurings, our relative power on the board is everybody knows where we stand with 4 votes on a roughly 50-person board. So, Stan, I think has something to add too. I don't.
Just a point of clarification. You mentioned the June 26th meeting as an executive meeting. Is it not the public meeting?
No, it is. I misspoke if I said that. It's the board. Yeah, the June. So the question was, if the June 26th meeting was an executive meeting. It's not. It's a board meeting for the full board, and there is public participation. Actually, even when they have their committee meetings, they do have public participation. But the meetings that they're moving around the region are always board meetings, and the June 26th meeting at LMRE is a full board meeting.
But there is an opportunity for public participation.
Yes,
Because
there
I
is.
went to the meeting at Lorraine, and I did not see that, unless it's at the end of a 5-hour meeting when
They do
we've
it-
died.
They do it at the beginning of the meeting, and they do it at the end of the meeting. So the time at the beginning of the meeting, I mean, we do the pledge and we're into public comment. So if you're a few minutes late, you miss out on the opportunity. At the end of the meeting, you're right. If the people who wait through, Colleen mentioned John Kalis. I've been to meetings where he's participated both at the beginning and at the end of the meeting. So, yeah, they do have for the full board meetings. They have public comment at the beginning and at the end. And we've also started moving towards a consent agenda, which has streamlined the process of the meetings. They're still long meetings, but they're a little bit less lengthy than the one that you were at. I remember that one.
I was, almost 5 hours.
Yeah. So, thank you for clarifying that.
Anything else?
That's it. I will put something together
Good.
internally, and we'll get it out today. So,
Okay.
Patty Popick, who has been our rep on the Board of Revisions for the Commissioners for 7 years now, is retiring and moving with her husband, and we wish them the best. We thank her for her service. She really has represented us very, very well over the last 7 years, and we appreciate everything she did for that board. That being said, we do have a new rep who next week we will do a resolution approving her. Her name is Melanie Rains, and
That was on today.
Actually, we did
Yeah, I think
today.
we did it.
We did it
Oh,
today.
we did it today?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was under
Was it,
employment.
I thought
HR
we had
did.
to, no, I thought we had to do her own standing,
No,
so it was
no.
on Holly's. You are already official.
Yeah.
So we thank you so much for your service, and we look. It's going to be a busy year. We have a lot of hearings in BOR this year, so it's an interesting year for you to begin your journey. But we really thank you for your service.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Nothing else? I will entertain a motion.
Make a motion to go into executive session for the purposes to discuss a pending court action and to consider the employment of a public employee.
second.
Roll.
Hambley?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
Sweattick?
Yes. Thank you, everyone. See you
Thank
next
you.
week.